Hi everyone, this is going to be like a part 2 to the PMR video that I've done, titled UHF CB, using the little PMR radios. There's a couple of bits I missed out, so I'll basically start it again. Something to look out for when you're buying one of these rigs. I don't know, let me think what's the most important. To me personally, now I've had a few sets, more than a few sets, never go for the cheapest one myself, and I always go for the ones that instead of having a little battery pack in, which is sometimes unique to the rig, I'll go for the ones that takes 4 batteries. This particular one takes 4 AAAs. You get a little bit, or quite a noticeable, longer amount of usage time on them. That extra 1 battery makes a lot of difference, as opposed to these little ones, the Cobra microtalk, which incidentally have been a cracking little rig for what I paid for them. These are probably 2-3 years old. Normally by now at least one of them's packed up with use, you know, the PTT is gone, or sometimes it just goes schizo, like the display. Let's just turn this one on, you probably won't see that. It's got a tiny little display on it. Some of them they go a bit weird. The other thing is, well, I've got this little radio in my hand here. When you get them, it comes with 1 charger. It's like a plug in the wall little transformer. The lead goes down, breaks into 2, and it's got like 2 little jack plugs, and they plug into the top of each radio. I don't think you can see that, but there's a little hole there. I'll get the light to it. You have to take my word for that. But that is where an earpiece would go. So effectively, when you're charging them up, you can't use the rig, you can't listen on them. Where something like a little Action 950, when you buy them, you get like a cradle. You can sit both radios in. I think there's 1 cradle. I've only got this 1 rig left. The other one went wrong and I threw the charger away by mistake. But I think that from memory, it's a lot of little charging dock. You can put both radios in, and you can have one on monitor. You know, you can have it scanning or listening or whatever while it's still charging up. Whereas the little one, the little Cobra, you can't. What else we got here? The power output as well. I mentioned the power output on LPD being 10 milliwatts, which is right. But I didn't mention that on PMR you get half a watt, or 500 milliwatts. Covered the ranges on whatnot. The Midlad G7, cracking little rig, about 80 quid for a pair of 2. Nice quality actually, nice and heavy. When you get them, they have got a dedicated battery pack. But both of mine are about knackered now. But you can take the battery pack out, chuck it in the bin, and I think from memory they take 4 or 5 AA batteries. Let's have a little look. It's got a big old belt clip on it as well. I don't know if you can see that. That's quite a size, you know, some size belt in there. Let's just take the back off and have a look. That's 4 AA batteries. They've got a lot of capacity there. I use, I think they're about 2,500. Is it milliwatt or whatever rechargeables? Quite high capacity ones in them. The little Action 950s, by the way, you get CTSS tone like codes, 38 of them. But you also get DCS. I can't remember what DCS. I think it's digital coded squelch. Let me just go in the memory of this thing. Look at me glasses, which were on top of my head. There, look. So, look. Channel 3, CTSS off, DCF off. So let's 83 digital codes. I better just do away with that actually. DCS off. Yeah, they're like a privacy code. Basically, what you do, you have both your radios set on the same channel. So it might be sort of channel 1. And then you can have like a DCS code or a CTSS code. And then only any transmission with that code on that channel will come through. But it does, I've noticed on all of them, when you first key up, there's a slight delay before your voice comes through the other end, and it reduces your range slightly as well. Not a lot, but if you're a range freak like I am, I think the best I've done on these is about 10 miles. I keep meaning to go up a hill, it's about 20 mile away, but it's like about 750 foot above sea level, and giving that a proper go. But yeah, I think it's about 10 miles. And it's funny, the big rig, which is a G7, right, that is the clearest. The Action 950 is right behind it, and the little Cobra microtalk can be heard. I can still have a conversation with my other half, but it's a little bit crackly. It's a little bit, what's the word? It's quite a weak transmission. And if you're going for maximum range, you really need to better open the squelch up so you can hear like the background noise. God, I've got to remember how to do it now on these, but it can be done. Once you've opened that squelch up, it can be a bit annoying to get all that, you know. But the squelch on them radios is preset, so once you dip below that, you can't, you know, just don't hear nothing. So no, for life of me, I just can't recall how to do it. Oh, here on the G7, for example, which incidentally comes with a drop-in charger for both radios, so you can charge them both at the same time. Yeah, this one, it's got a monitor button on it, so hold on, it's late, it's actually 20 past 2 in the morning. There we go. If you can get your rig like that, brilliant. You will hear noticeably further, but obviously you've got all that to put up with. Does my head in. But if you're doing it to like experimental purposes, you don't mind that, you know, especially if you're on the top of a hill somewhere. You've probably got cars going past and birds squawking and kids screaming and wind howling. So, you know, that's what it's all about. Having a little bit of fun and a bit of experimentation. I don't think there's anything else. I've got an Intec 5050 which has got a monitor button on it. It's got a nice signal meter on the Intec as well. So that way, when you'll find when you get hold of them radios, if someone's talking, you might find that you can sort of move the radio about, sort of like this. And you'll find a position where you think, right, I can hear them really well there. If you just remember to, when you reply, hold the radio in the same position, it'll go in your favour, they'll hear you, unless they're sort of walking along like this with their radio. But if you've got two people that know what you're doing, the other person will hold their radio still as well. So that's sort of a bit of a tip, if you know what I mean. Most people know that anyway. But, most of my videos are aimed at someone new to the hobby. You know, some of the more experienced people might sort of learn a tip. You know, I'm learning all the time myself, so I don't know it all and would never pretend to either. I still ain't got that link to the Ofcom thing done, so maybe that's what I should do next. Yeah, that's it. Just be nice to each other. Alright, I'll catch you soon. Cheers for watching, and messages down here. Subscribe. Cheers. Bye.